good job with their last pick.
Yeah.
Right? They had the last choice in the game.
Woo!
They got the last track. See you later,
Bye,
Grant.
Grant.
Quick, Grant. Beastmaster, Io, Jakiro, Lich, Bane, Vengeful Spirit. Get them all.
Go!
I'll get a couple of
Grant.
these.
Game 2. So it was a little bit
Wisp.
draft, a lot of play, obviously. Complexity played really well. But if you're OpTic, how are you going to change things up? Because, well, first of all, because Complexity has Nature's Prophet once again.
And Sink.
And
Oh, stop.
Storm Spirit.
And Storm Spirit. Okay, so...
Wait, so who does Complexity? They're on Dire? Okay.
yeah. Dire again for them.
We'll say, I don't know, we'll put Sand King in the river this time. Again, because you never know. And then what else, man? I'm falling behind. Winter Wyvern, okay. So they gave Winter Wyvern up again. I mean, they're fine doing that. That's on the Radiant side. We'll just put him in the safe lane again, see if he can get anything else done.
But this time they get the Storm Spirit, which we agreed before the series was probably one of the more prevalent cores, which means Animate should be banned out by them.
Oh, absolutely. That especially,
There's no way they let
So what else do we have? Who am I missing? Nature's Prophet.
Nature's Prophet.
Old NP.
10 seconds
Yep.
remaining.
And I don't know. I mean, I could honestly just put all 5 coL's heroes like in the river if you really want. But we'll just put them in the safe lane for now. I mean, that's the most it could be. But obviously, I mean, why change it? Why change what works? So who else was banned? Where's the ban? I swear Bane's just disappeared.
Banned is Lich Bane Venge Drow.
Oh, found him.
All right.
Radiant team.
Drow banned?
Drow banned and Puck banned as well.
They banned the Life Stealer.
And Lifestealer banned.
All right, guys, chill out. You want to get the important bans in.
Right.
Like, does anyone actually care about that last one you just said?
You mean Lifestealer?
Who?
Lifestealer?
Who?
Knights?
I don't care about him.
All right.
Garbage. I mean, obviously, who banned a Complexity, I assume?
Yeah.
You don't want to give away Lifestealer, Storm Spirit. That's definitely one way to counter Nature's Prophet.
So it's kind of interesting that they leave the AM out, though I was thinking maybe it doesn't really fit the game plan that Complexity want to be able to put forward in games like this. But the Storm Spirit already up there for OpTic.
Yeah.
I think you want to continue to play the fast style that you saw in game number 1. And they like to get all 3 of their cores very much involved. So AM would not do that for you.
Yeah, this is one of those
This would be like a swerve for them. Right?
This is one of those games where you know CCNC's going to play Storm middle, but you kind of wish you had like a Mason type player who could play in the safe lane, because going against a Nature's Prophet Sand King, even if one's like off lane and one's support, like they're just going to destroy you middle until you hit level 6.
Yeah.
Like you are going to be in a lot of trouble. And then obviously they're going to get more lockdown here against the Storm. Could do it. Is Kunkka banned out?
Nope.
They could just do Kunkka again.
They banned out Silencer.
Silencer. I mean, that's smart. Good ban.
Why?
Who banned it out?
Storm
coL,
Spirit.
right?
OpTic.
OpTic did. I mean,
Because they have Storm.
versus Storm. If you just cast it and he doesn't have, like, it forces you to get BKB when you'd rather have Lincolns.
I wonder if they're considering, instead of Kunkka, who doesn't really affect Storm Spirit, maybe like the Night Stalker,
Ooh.
if they wanted to double up on the 4 position vague opening that they had last time. Who's still out there?
Yeah, plenty.
First Spirit is another really good one with the very strong silence against Storm.
And stun early game. Yeah, like, you don't even
I
need the
think that's
silence.
better.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah, you're right. I really like Earth Sphere for Complexity. They're taking their time, though.
Yep.
A lot of it. These two players are lying. Okay, Cap, what about that
Whoa.
bad boy?
A lot of lockdown, at least.
Yeah. I mean, it's good versus Storm Spirit. I don't know. I think the hero is a little bit better in this patch. Still not fully convinced.
That's the wrong team, dude.
Is it?
Yeah, Lions on the Dire side.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just checking you, you know?
5 seconds
I
remaining.
mean,
Making sure you do well.
someone definitely changed this 3 days ago. I remember.
Team pick.
I still hold it against myself.
But
No.
you're standing in front of the map like it is the map, like you're on the Radiant side.
Yeah, but no, because the Radiant, like, if you imagine up here.
You're standing in front of it like it is your mini map.
All right, they're gonna have a super
wrong.
self-sufficient,
Not
safe
Rubik.
hero against the Furion, because they just picked up Rubik, who's terrible versus Furion, but is one of the better counters to both Sand King and Lion. Because now it's like so much better than it was before, because now this hero is looked at as a counter to Sand King because you pick up the free Burrow Strike steals and it was super strong. But now it's even better because you can amplify your own Burrow Strike with the aura, the offensive aura.
But once again, like OpTic, they have this wave clear, right? Winter Wyvern and Rubik, but are they ever gonna? Like, we didn't even see them use it last game. Like they would die before they got to there. They couldn't split push out lanes.
Yeah, they gotta get a better like brawling type hero.
Yeah.
And
Storm's good at that. Once he does get like, if you get like a 15, 16 minute Bloodstone, you're great with that. DP, damn, they're running at you again.
That's great against Storm as well. Long silence.
You know, this
Not a
is
burst.
it'd be a great Nyx game, except for the fact that I don't think they're gonna split up. I don't think like Nyx isn't very good at team fight until he has Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah.
There's a lot better 3 positions.
5
in that
seconds
regard.
remaining.
But it like looks like such a juicy game for a Nyx Assassin, right?
Man, the Lion, does the Lion feel out of place here, or is it just me?
It definitely does. I don't think that
Will not depend a lot on their safe lane. Like if they're going for an anti-mage safe lane, at least they got a line to protect him. Because previous game, their support duo could do whatever they wanted. They weren't really necessary on any of the lanes.
Yes, but that's the thing, because they were in all the different lanes, just TPing around. Line's mana cost is super high early game. Like the whole point is you need Line to. I assume. I mean, you either get Mana Boots or Tranquil Soul Ring, but Lion, like his stun and Voodoo cost so much.
You just go for a Kaya.
Team ban.
Okay, just Kaya level 5. How
Hey, we saw Meet Your Hammer on the Kuka previous game. I believe
but
there is still the Nyx Assassin, by the way.
I am. Yeah, I'm just. Oh, yeah, there it is.
they
Nyx.
picked it up. Nice.
No, I was.
But it is
genius, Cap.
But it is questionable, right? Because Nyx Assassin is like he's not the best offlaner in the world. He doesn't match up in the laning phase against Nature's Prophet.
Is it? Oh, this is gonna be the Winter Wyvern offlane for Zai, right?
I think so.
He's had the most success on that hero.
That would actually make the lineup look a lot better because then you would have Nyx Assassin as a 4 position, which combos well with the Rubik. That's a good call, Grant. I like that.
And Zai, everyone who's ever been on EG, Peter, Crit, Zai's had the most success on that hero, and it's been in the offlane.
But if we know that, then surely Complexity knows that as well. We can assume that or not?
More than likely, I think they will. So we'll see. You'll have to tell me who they ban.
They banned out the Clinks.
They could still go for they could still go for a hero like the Earth Spirit by putting the Sand King offlane and the
Nature's Prophet carry.
Yeah. It's either that or they need a core that frontlines for them.
Yeah,
really.
You already. You
need a 4-position initiator.
Yeah, because you already have stun from Sand King, 2 disables, line, silence from Nature's Prophet, or you assume silence from Nature's Prophet and silence from Death Prophet. So
yeah,
they got the Prophet lineup.
They really.
What other prophets are there? Are there any?
No.
I mean, not with the name, with the name prophet, but like Warlock. He seems like the Prophet of Doom, right? He brings hell upon the earth. He's a prophet.
Sure, but in that case, you can get everybody a prophet. Lich is a prophet of the ice.
Okay, that's all right.
You guys are stretching it.
I'm not stretching it. Mine
you called Warlock a prophet, dude.
Or, I'm looking. Wait up. I mean, Invokers.
There's the profit that you make when you bet on Grant and I's predictions on who's going to win the game.
That's true. And we were all right last game. What if we're all right? That means we'd all have to guess the same thing every time.
Listen, Grant, we'll just agree right now. You and I are going to be wrong sometimes in these predictions intentionally, because otherwise, listen, it just gets boring if we tell you immediately who's going to be winning the game.
That's
sure.
All right, so we'll make sure.
So what's happening? What's that last ban taking so long for? There you go. Ban anti-mage. That's what they do.
They banned it out this time. Boop. Toss him out. I mean, it's just a safe ban. I mean, they need a carry, maybe. And Anti-Mage versus Storm Spirit, Wyvern, Rubik, even Nyx. Like, he can just chase any of them down late game. They have nothing against him.
5 seconds remaining.
What's a good safe laner? Because I'm like, as a 5 position, Disruptor would be okay. I like the 4 position Earth Spirit here. But I can't think of a safe laner now that the AM is banned.
Oh,
that's a good, like, frontline hero.
What about Chaos Knight?
Ooh. Okay.
Old's known to. I mean, it's good versus Winter Wyvern, kind of good versus Storm and Rubik, and it's decent versus PA. Honestly, I think once you get the right amount of items, but we'll see. PA. I was talking about for coL. Sorry, I don't know. Phantom Assassin, Lone Druid. Oh God, hurry, Grant.
It's a Lone Druid.
Wait up. Okay, so
what do you think, Cap? The Lone Druid
on Radiant. No, wait.
It's a little different than what I expected.
Am I doing this right?
What? Lone Druid is on the dire side.
Moo is playing the Sand King.
I definitely messed something up already, so we'll just.
So they are going to do the
Whoa.
4-position Nature's Prophet again.
You don't sound like you like as much
I
this
mean,
time.
Lone Druid. I don't know why they pick Lone Druid though. I mean, he's just going to be rolling up in melee form, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you've got 2 gap closers in the Phantom Assassin and Storm Spirit.
Yep.
They're both really good against the range form Lone Druid. So if he rolls up in melee form and that's
10
their kind of
seconds
frontliner,
remaining.
then I can kind of see it. But
Wait,
I don't think you could play
5
this like an
seconds remaining.
AM sort of like split pushing.
mechanic question for you. I know the answer, but do
Oh,
you?
God.
If Nyx Assassin
Oh.
carapaces the Radiance on the Spirit Bear, does it stun the Lone Druid?
No.
Incorrect.
Really?
No,
Does
I'm
it?
just kidding.
I was gonna say that doesn't make not.
I mean, it kind of does because they're one and they're out. It's a spirit of his.
They
it's a
should both
spirit
get
of his own.
stunned.
All right,
All
I'm
right,
gonna
right.
take.
I'm going for complexity.
Cap. You next. Quick.
Yeah, I'll take.
I'm gonna go with OpTic.
What? Really?
I'm gonna go with. I think CCNC is gonna
You got
somehow have a nuts game.
All right.
Nuts though.
Cap.
I'll go with.
All right. Do complexity
I don't
on
know.
OpTic.
I'm not feeling the Lone Druid. It's
Yeah,
kind of questionable.
It is a 3-game series, so OpTic has a chance to force out that 3rd game from complexity. Let's find out if they do with OD Pixel and Luminous.
Thank you, Shiva. Yes, game 2 now in this American
Prepare for
active
battle.
day of action. We have complexity versus gaming. We'll see the lineups, Lumi. And what are you thinking? We've got this final pick, PA, from OpTic Gaming. Complexity. I don't know. I'll be honest. Maybe I'm biased because of what I saw in game 1. But I feel this is not an easy game for OpTic yet again with this draft.
I don't think so either. I thought the panel was onto something good with the offlane Winter Wyvern and the 4-position Nyx, but now we see Zai playing the Nyx instead. So a lot of the issue that Cap brought up, not a strong laner. Now you're laning up against the Lone Druid as well. Lone Druid is just, not only does he dumpster all over the Nyx in the offlane, also is amazing against some of these, like, what the hell is Winter Wyvern or the Rubik gonna do when the bear gets...
They're smoking, but they're on the high ground.
Ah, shit.
OpTic's got to be careful. Pyke keeps walking up. He's got to be careful. They saw the smoke dispel. Be careful, lads. OpTic may be seeing if they can get some sort of a chase down. Limbs there hiding on the sidelines. They'll turn. They'll get
That's
a
a wrap.
2-man stun here. Indeed, and Moo jumps forward. They'll look towards the Rubik. First blood for Kyle.
When you get to hell, tell them.
All right.
When you get to hell, jeez.
That was
Kyle
a-
dropping the BM.
That was a 4v5 because Z-Freak wasn't even there.
He was chilling.
And
Didn't need to be there for that one.
on paper, complexity is terrible on level 1 because you only have one ability on the Death Prophet. You can only drain one person, and the other person just has a bear. But Kyle just hits a Ravage, so
Yeah.
that's cool, I guess.
I guess first blood feels pretty good here for the line. And we'll see what sort of lanes are coming out indeed. So it looks like, yeah, they this time around, OpTic are just going to send Zai straight to top. Last time we saw them go for a bit of an aggressive try lane. And the bottom lane is going to start out same as before. It's going to be moved, backed up by Z-Freak on the Nature's Prophet. Hanging around in the neighborhood, ready to put some pressure and play nice and aggressive. And we'll see how well Pycat can deal with it with the help of his 2 supports sitting down there behind the PA.
Well, as we saw him from game 1, Pycat knows how to hit the creeps. So I'm definitely not worried for him. I think this is going to be a very good lane that he's going to get farm in. Might even have some kill potential if Misery gets like a good lift, let's say on Z-Freak. But I don't think the worry should be for the OpTic bottom lane. I'm more worried for CCNC in this 1v1 matchup. I feel like Limp has the advantage matchup. It's very easy for you to get a Siphon Soul on him, and then Prophet just TPs in behind you, and you're in a lot of trouble.
Top lane, they're moving on to Zai, looking for the body blocks here with the bear. And I tell you what, Chesty is making some good ones. It isn't quite enough to finish Zai off, but certainly making Zai have to play very cautiously on this top lane.
This top lane is going to get harder as Chessie levels up. Once Chessie gets level 5 or 4, Kyle could just leave the lane, and Zai just automatically loses as soon as the bear starts rooting. This last pick bear, I think, is just absolutely amazing. Also, it's one of the tankier core that you can pick against the... Hold that thought.
Trying to go in onto Moo. Put the Burrow Strike, and will turn. Up himself into Pycat, but they'll be able to chase this. They should be able to get the kill here, OpTic. Moo.
You got Salve?
Yeah, he's looking for the Dukes, and in fact, yeah, the Salve's not going to even be cancelled. He's fine. He'll get out of this. They'll turn their attention now towards Z-Freak. but they can't quite finish him. Z3 can move, will be fine. OpTic unable to get the amount of lockdown they need to actually finish off move, despite bringing him very, very low on the stand kick. Of course, this lane with the caustic finale, not fun for Pycat to farm. And he does have the dagger, which will help out, but has to be careful how close he gets to the creep wave.
Even though the bot lane is a 3v2 situation, you imagine that that will favor OpTic. The fact that the Prophet just summons 2 trees and just sends it either on Misery or PPD, essentially that's a 3v3 lane in terms of damage output if you put all of that in the mathematical equation. OpTic is really struggling. They're unable to get any kills.
They're putting so much aggression on Zai, trying to make sure that he can't get that second level, keeping him at level 1 on the top level, zoning him entirely away from the creep waves.
I think Complexity right now is winning all 3 lanes. The mid lane's a wash right now, but as the supports rotate over, I think Limp's gonna be able to set up a kill. CCNC needs to have a magical Storm game, maybe involving some, you know, Kaya, regen rune shenanigans.
We've seen it before. It can be incredibly good if you get that situation into your hands. Moo getting decent CS down in. Pycat is farming okay. So that is for sure, 15 for 2. And a little bit more so, in fact, than the lone druid over on the side of Complexity. Still very early days.
Zai's level 1. I just want to point it out.
He literally is getting nothing from this lane.
Yep.
He's had to make the long walk back. He's out of mana. It's a slow start for the Nyx Assassin. And this is the problem with a Nyx Assassin as well. If a Nyx Assassin isn't getting his levels, what sort of impact can he actually have during the mid game? It's very hard for a Nyx.
Well, we don't normally see Nyx being soloed
No.
in a 1v1 lane or 1v2 lane like this. Normally you see them, unless they put a Rubik in this game, but Rubik needs to force to help out bottom. Moo dropping very low here, might actually go down to another dagger, blinks forward, Moo dropping very low, yeah, he's gonna go down.
There we go, it's exactly what OpTic needed. Getting them a kill on the board, going the way of Pyke at the same time though. Limp will be able to take down CCNC. Z3 TP's in to help out, and they're able to punish him before he gets that 6 online.
Man, Kyle is just playing out of his mind. The reason that they were doing so well, they're forcing a ton of kill attempt on Zai. I don't think he'll die from this nice spike carapace being used. No root, of course, available on the barrier, but they're going to try to run him down. No, tower protects him.
But it's just that the fact that they're zoning him out so well, and there is this level difference between Zai and then in comparison, the 2 of Complexity.
The other thing that Kyle's doing so well in the
Z3?
lane, are they still running him down top?
Yeah, they've got their wraparound coming in. Z3 hunting for him here in the tree line, chasing him with the tree and Zai's looking for the jukes, but look at this micro here, getting the tree and spread out so they have the vision. Not quite enough damage, but still, really just focusing Zai, getting him entirely out of this lane and making sure that Zai has a very, very frustrating opening to this game.
Yeah, Kyle's level 4 also because he's taken every single bounty rune away from Zai. He's always beaten him to the rune spawn area. And that's why he's 4, and then Zai's only a 2. Misery back up top. Good amount of tier 1 damage being done. Unfortunately, that wasn't timed with the catapult. Had the catapult been there, they would have taken the tier 1 as well.
CCNC now does have the 6. Good job he does, because Carl's coming in. They've got the stunners, though. Can Carl get the stun? Yes, he can. Have they got enough damage? Indeed they do, with the Hex control. Complexity.
Kyle, have my... That was just perfect chain stun. Like, in the middle of his ball lightning animation, got the Hex off.
Damn, Bono. Pycat, he has to blink away. Moo and Z-Freak nearly being able to take down the PA. Misery's going to come to the mid lane, look to soak up some XP while CCNC is down, but indeed Carl making these moves. I think, yeah, hitting that stun blind as well, as he had to look up to the high ground from the river. CCNC went up like that. That's spooky, just to the point where, you know, as the Storm, you probably think you are a little safer because you do have the ball lightning online, but he was just a little slow zipping out.
Yeah.
As Limp started to move forward at the start.
You don't normally see silence being taken pre-9, so
yeah.
I think Limp kind of surprised CCNC there a little bit. So that's 2 kill on the Storm, essentially pre-6. Pretty much all you can ask for if you're Complexity. And of course, top lane is a complete slowdown. Of course, the OpTic bottom lane is doing quite well, but I think Complexity's gotten what they want out of lane, which is essentially just experience.
I mean, definitely this time around, the farm's looking a lot better for both CCNC and Pycat. You've got 33 CS on the Storm, 32 on PA. So this is good. Mid lane though again, CCC walks up into this. Silence. Into the Hex. Do they have enough damage? It's going to be close, not quite enough. CCC will live. Z3
No, no.
It looked like he was going to get the chance to right-click there, sort of standing place. I guess there was, just enough mana for CCNC to zip again anyway, dodging the right-click. So C-Freak can't quite find him. So CCNC will live this time around.
Top lane Chesty was able to get off a root against Zai and just brought him low again, and walk of shame for Zai back home. Can't? Oh, not going home, but I don't think he's going to be able to come close to the creep wave regardless.
Doing his best to soak the XP from behind the tree line. They look for the opening. Good stun onto Chess. He sets up for CCNC. Clutch against the Savage Roar. By some time, still mana in the pot for CCNC to come forward. But now he's low. The two-man silence comes out. Limp, looking to chase. Dry goes for the TP out, but look at this here. Kyle's with the stun. Z-Freak's got the vision. They should be able to chase down this Storm. He's got no mana. They get him in the tree line, and what a rotation from Limp. Turning up, popping the exorcism after the two-man silence. And as you said, we don't always see that silence skilled early, but it's doing so much for this Death Prophet, allowing him to turn around that trade, finish off the tower. 8 minutes in, you don't always see that sort of reaction from a Death Prophet.
Yep. Very good conversion using that ultimate, getting in tower. That's pretty much all you want from an early rotation and exorcism usage out of DP. Other thing I want to mention is that Moo's going for his build again.
Yeah.
The Urn of Shadow.
It was good last game.
It was good last game, but I figured that this game you want the Blink Dagger because you're catching more elusive core in the form of the Storm and the PA who has the Blink Strike to get out. So I think this might be the game where you do want the Blink Dagger early, but this is Moo. We'll see how he plays this build in this situation.
Phase boots finished now for Pycat. So that Link is a little scary. He's got that extra bit of damage, and we'll be going for the phase into Desolator build. Making sure that he has maximum potential in terms of damage, which his team does need. They need that PA to be able to pack a punch rather early on if they want to have a chance against this very heavy push that can come out from this Death Prophet Lone Druid lineup.
Yeah, with that build, you also give yourself a lot of easy potential to pop the line or the Z-Freak Prophet just one go. Both those heroes don't really scale into good HP or armor. And even really pressure heroes like Prophet as well as the Sand King. Chesty, though, he should be fine. Whenever he is in the bear form, he is pretty much unkillable.
Got that Midas online now, Chesty. Still, Pycat very well on the numbers. Still the same Chesty's Lone Druid. It is just Limp getting the lead off the back of that. A very, very nice play. Pulled off up top. Misery does have 6 now picked up in the mid lane. See what they can start to do in terms of reacting to the sort of pushes that Complexity come out with, but it is overall definitely coL coming out with the edge of the lanes. They have the 3k gold lead 10 minutes in, 5-2. And Moose, it seems, getting quite a free lane down here indeed. Pycat having to keep themselves hidden. He's very worried about Complexity coming in for a move and trying to make a play on him. And that is exactly what coL are trying to do. PPD has an invis though. He's scouting this all out. They've got vision onto Kyle. Could try and jump in with the dagger. He's actually going to know they have vision there as the tower hit did get him over the tree line. He's going to know that something's around, but PPD still with the invis, giving them this information and looking to have enough potential to set up for this kill. They move on to Moo, with the Burrow Strike and the Sandstorm, trying to get away, but Misery's there with the stolen Burrow Strike, comes in and OpTic claim the kill, taking Moo out.
Yeah, and there we see why so commonly Rubik is picked against Sand King's top lane. Zai, by the way, being forced to TP out again.
Mid lane as well, CCNC forced to zip out of lane. Chesty mans up, gets a root or two, and CCNC has to go back to refuel.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
See what else Misery can pull off with the stolen Burrow Strike. Mid lane, the bear would be nice. In fact, he may just get it. Telekinesis into the Burrow Strike. I'll take that easy 300 gold. Thank you very much, says Misery. Easy gold, and in fact, they might get a kill out of it as well. Stun's not going to connect onto Kyle. In fact, with the Savage Roar, Zai step back and look at this wraparound for Limp. He has the silence coming out of the Rubik. Burrow Strike to hold him down for a move. They'll get one. They'll look towards Zai. They should be able to get this as well. It's going to be close. It's going to be enough. They take him down. PPD tries to hold them back with the Winter's Curse, but it only catches one. TCC, he's zipping into this, but he really cannot stick around for the fight with Complexity, just diving in deep. forcing OpTic to back up as they get the 2 kills. They should be able to back off and keep themselves safe as well as they look to clean up the tower. And again, it's Limp being very proactive with these ghosts, getting a lot done. And it really is paying off. Even manages to find a regen rune on his way out as well.
I'm starting to really doubt this Wyvern pick. Wyvern on paper is supposed to be really good against running at you strategies. This was nighttime, so they couldn't see him.
Yeah, you're right, just on the edge.
Yeah. Wyvern on paper should be very good against run at you strat because of the Winter's Curse, but Complexity is such a mobile lineup and they could come in from such different angles that it's often very hard to actually get off a good curse. Looking at this, the way that Complexity is playing, I was thinking maybe a Witch Doctor would just be better because his ability comes online much quicker as well compared to the Wyvern, who PPD has routinely struggled till he gets to level 6.
I mean, yeah, in these 2 games so far, he's just been unable to get any sort of offensive curse off top lane. They've got the silence. Is it going to be enough time for the Sand King to come in? It is just
last
enough
second.
time.
Man.
Wow. Couldn't have been any closer, I'll tell you what. But it works out. And again, they're cutting CCNC out of the game. These silences, the Death Prophet pick, I mean, it was expected that it would have this incredible strength against the Storm. And Limp is certainly using that to its maximum potential.
Yeah, you know, we thought that they picked the DP for early tower sieging, early kind of run at you strategy.
Yeah.
And the silence just as a bonus. That's kind of what we expected out of the draft. But the silence in particular so far has been absolutely more amazing.
Oh, hang on.
Yep, Meteor Hammer.
He went first item Meteor Hammer, ladies and gentlemen, on the Prophet. Z-Freak. Changing the meta.
I mean, let me, like, the math checks out. Meteor Hammer 1 shots away, right?
It's great. Yeah, absolutely. It's great for the push.
Yeah, it's not bad for the push either.
Yeah, absolutely. What a madman. He did it.
Oh, he's dead now, right? He just gave up his positioning.
They've just spotted him out.
He has no TP.
I mean,
going up the trees.
Ooh, he's a flying frog.
Okay, he's fine, actually. All right.
All right. He gets away, but indeed the tower's gone down. And Jay, as you said, there's definitely a lot of people sort of joke about the Meteor Hammer. I think Nature's Prophet is definitely one of the heroes that you can make a good argument for building it on early.
I mean, top lane move. Dead here.
Get the stance coming, the burst strike out. Indeed, with the zip, because he is good, and finally crit from Pika finishes him off, but now the turnaround comes in from Limp. Exorcism, finger from coL. Shuts down Zion. Pycat, he ain't getting home either. They should have the damage with the Ghost. They do indeed. Limp again. Just every time OpTic try and move as a unit and get something done, Complexity just outnumbers them.
Yeah, Limp in particular has been just being everywhere at the right place, right time. Mid lane jump coming in for Z-Freak. Z-Freak.
It's all right. He's got the Meteor Hammer.
It's a lot of strength, man. Now Sprout. Meteor Hammer, give him the stun. The stun's gonna be there. Boom! On top of your head. Get out of here.
Woo! Drops the hammer.
What'd you call it? That's the teabagging of Dota 2,
it's
right?
It's the teabagging of Dota 2.
He just got teabagged.
It's dirty.
He just ended his man. That man's career is over.
Oh.
He's got Meteor Hammer as a Storm.
I think that's definitely the first time a Storm's been Meteor Hammered at 15 minutes in by position 4.
There you go. It's Dunzo.
That's career ending. Oh, and the bear. He doesn't even get caught out by the stun. Chessie gets the bear out. He may be in trouble himself.
Chessie TP's been
no, the Z-Freak comes in. Here we go, Meteor Hammer, boys. Where's it at? Oh, no time for Meteor Hammer. He's got a Sprout move, comes with the Mystic Middle, gets the 2-man Burrow Strike and the Epicenter's Eye. Spike Carapaces, but they're turning. They do lose Z-Freak, but they get 2 in return. They may even get more. They've got the Urn on side. Complexity chasing him down. Burrow Strike from Moo picks up the double. What a game. And what a performance once again so far from Complexity. It's not getting as out of hand as game 1 is, but it's certainly heading that way. We'll see it again here.
Oh man, this is a beauty. The long silence being set up by Limp. Again,
Those
Limp
stats as well from the item.
Limp is everywhere. He's
Look
like Prophet.
And just look at the cast animation as well, the way he sort of waves his, donger about. That's amazing.
Why does it say strafe when it switches?
What? That's our sponsor, Lim.
Oh, I see. Nobody gave me that memo. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I was like, is that some reference to Clinks?
I mean, I believe the name of the sponsor probably is, yeah. Okay. It is the fantastic #1 esports app. Go and download it now, boys.
I just said that to set you up.
Exactly.
Of course I knew it was fun.
Desto is now finished for Pycat. But I'll be honest, a Scythe against a Hammer, the Hammer probably wins.
This hammer moves everywhere because of the teleports.
What's he gone for after the hammer?
He's going for a blink dagger.
Oh, it's not the refresher meteor hammer build that I'm waiting to see.
Oh
Radiant's
man.
bottom tower is under attack.
So I wonder why he went for such a drastic difference in terms of build and playstyle. Because I feel like Orchid Shadowblade was quite good, and it will be very good here against the Storm as well as the PA.
I mean, you just got to think what causes the most mental damage. It's going to be the meteor hammer. It just destroys the psychology of the side.
I mean, it's just like, just think about that for a second, right? You're up against a Storm and you're not getting an Orchid. Like, something is very different.
Bottom lane. No. Looks towards Peter. Peter just gets himself back to base.
He just meteor hammered the building. That's why it's on cooldown.
He goes to the top lane. They're looking for CCC. He's a little low on mana here. He does have an arcane rune. He will have a TP scroll, and he should be fine. Zion Pike up around just in case he needed some extra help. Kaya complete for CCNC. We're seeing the magic that can do for a Storm.
Bottom lane.
Move. Pog the drums, closes the gap, straight in with the burst. Right, the finger from Kyle brings him down low. Maybe we'll still get the final touch.
This should make my life easier.
The seeds of fortune.
I have no Storm players, but apparently Storm still gets the Soul Ring. Even though it doesn't build into a Bloodstone anymore. I guess just as a...
I think it was, yeah, I'm trying to think if we see all Storms do that. I think some of them skip it now.
Yeah, some of them skip it, some of them
Yeah.
don't. It's obviously one of the best.
Oh! A bit of lag here.
I think he's just dead here, right? Maybe he'll complete his TP before Nyx gets there.
If he goes for the Meteor Hammer stun, then
He's
TPs,
definitely dead.
He's dead. He's dead.
His only way to make it
He's
out
dead.
is just TPing out.
All right. Apparently some, sounds like some server issues then if both teams are having trouble with the coL. Right, is he got no backups? He's got no backup.
No. I mean, he might just be able to TP out. Maybe a...
There's Eyes in the neighborhood, one the
Yeah.
next assassin.
Oh, he's pretty far. Like,
He'll get there in time for the TP.
yeah,
He'll get there in time. Here we go, we're going to find out. Will Z-Freak survive? It's almost certainly not.
He's like, oh, what? All right.
Okay, there we go. They cut down the trees. The crit comes in from Pycat. They get Z-Freak. Take the man down.
I feel like we're in a very similar situation compared to the last game where Complexity is able to invade the jungle, and even though the Radiant is able to get a kill here and there, they're not really stabilizing the map control where they could actually go into the jungle and get farm. They're still essentially sharing farm with Complexity in their own jungle, which is definitely not a good way to make comeback. They're also not doing much power damage on the other side of the map, so the map control is pretty much on the side of Complexity for a long time. And this is all before Radiant's on the bear. Once the Radiant's on the bear...
He's just picked it up.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Now those tier 2s are in trouble.
They're trying to set up for something tough with OpTic, Pycat and Zion. They're trying to bait with CCNC. They know he's been a bit of a magnet for Complexity's movements, but
Dire's top
Complexity,
tower is under
they are
attack.
going to bite. It's not going to be instant. No, actually, no,
No.
they're not. They smoke into Roche. All right, and I dare say, I don't think OpTic's going to have any awareness of this going on, and the speed it goes down with the Exorcism, this should be, without a single doubt, a free Roshan and a free Aegis for coL.
I'm surprised that they actually used the DP Exorcism.
Dire's top
Didn't feel like it
tower
was
is under
necessary,
attack.
but I guess better safe than sorry. It is a very long cooldown. They might transition this into a tier 2 push. You do see some other very common DP teams. What they like to do is they do the first half of the Roshan without the DPO, and then when they expect a fight to come in, then they finish it up with the DPO.
Zai will reveal himself. Chesty's in the neighborhood. They've got the chase down with the Radiance. And here we have it. Zai gets caught out. Well, I thought Grant said that... Didn't Grant say the
Grant
Radiant
was just
spares
pulling
from the
Shiver's
Ledger?
leg. No, it
Oh,
doesn't.
he was joking.
Yeah.
Was he joking?
I
was
mean-
Grant being... Okay.
It might be one of those. Oh, I'm
Because it doesn't. We just thought it doesn't stun them.
I mean, you know,
I didn't catch the end of that. I sort of shut off when Grant started talking. I'm joking, Grant. I love you. God bless NA.
it also could be one of those like he thought he knew, but then he was wrong, and then he'd be like, I'm just joking, guys. It's cool.
There he is. Grant, didn't you say the Lone Druid Bear Radiant stunned the man? Or were you joking? I was kidding.
Of course he was kidding.
So these NA jokes go over my head sometimes, man. They're too advanced for my Brexit mind. Shut up, Grom. All right, back on. What are we seeing? What are we getting? 6-6.
Chessie picks up a second medallion surge. They have one on the Sand King, and then picked up another one. By the way, Sand King doesn't have blink. Like, you don't get blink against Storm Spirit on your Sand King. You don't get Orchid on your Prophet against the Storm Spirit. They have no respect for CCNC. And granted, they shouldn't have any respect for him. The man got Meteor Hammer. So.
They shouldn't have any respect. What?
He got Meteor Hammer, so like, respect all lost. But it's such a strange itemization, right? Like, just looking things up.
It is. It seems to be working. It really does. And he's got the blink, so the Meteor blink build from Z-Freak. I love it.
I wonder if he's using it to like blink into trees and then use Meteor Hammers in the trees, but can you just port into the trees in the first place?
I mean, the cast range isn't very good about it.
Yeah.
You have to be close, don't you, when you're channeling?
That's why Meteor Hammer is generally better on heroes with cast range increased talents.
Sure.
Or heroes that just get the Aether Lens to begin with.
Yeah. Cat. Trying to get that BKB complete now. And he's closing in on it.
Oh, here we go. CCNC top lane.
Okay.
They just killed Z-Freak here.
Oh.
Nah, he blinks out.
Oh, Z-Freak just blinks. CCNC doesn't even get the zip on it. Mid lane limp. Should be able to take this tower. Got the fortification. OpTic, can they get some sort of a defense together? Doesn't look like it. The tower's down. Chessie takes the final hit. More money into the bank of the Lone Druid. CCNC continuing to push out this top lane. Finishing off the solo crest now on Lone Druid. Really nice for the push, being able to beef up and tank.
Dude, he's porting around just using Meteor Hammer for creeps.
I mean, it's
one-shot creep waves. Yeah.
Yeah, easy push. Very low risk, as it is at the moment. He's been getting away with it.
This is next level meta. It really is.
10k gold lead for complexity. It isn't as bad for OpTic as game one was.
Yep, they definitely have
That's
more.
the good news.
More play-making potential because they have the Storm.
Sure, and once that BKB is complete on PyCat, he can do a lot more than, say, he could this time in game one when he was playing the Troll with the Battle Fury Blink.
Uh-oh, CCNC looking to port out. Do they have the stun for him? Mood doesn't have the Blink Dagger. Have you ever seen a Sand King and a Lion, and both of them are doing well, but neither of them are going for Blink Dagger? I don't think I've ever seen that.
They got the build sort of switched around, haven't they, with the Blink being picked up on Z-Freak. The first Blink for the team.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ask someone who's going to get the first Blink this game, you would not say the Nature's Prophet looking at the lineup. But
no, you would not at all.
Just complexity things. And no, who are we to mock them? It's certainly working. Their way of approaching the game in this patch and this meta has been bringing a lot of good victories and fortune to this team. They're getting it sorted out. They're working it out. And it's having a lot of potential. Mood charging in, looking for the Wyvern. They've got the silence. QCNC comes in, trying to buy time. The finger, bringing PPD down low and isn't enough. Limp gets the kill. Buyback straight away. They do lose Moo off the back of this, but they continue with the push. The Meteor Hammer and the Exorcism bringing it down low. PyCat now with the BKB ready to play. He'll cut down more. This could get messy for complexity. coL critted down as well. Double kill for PyCat. He'll turn his attention towards Lim, bringing him down. The Lotus Orb isn't enough to save Lim. It's Tuna Beast keeping himself alive with the Siphons and the silence, but he finally gets taken out. He's got the Aegis. He will be there for round two. I don't know how much you can do with it though. There's not really a lot that Chessie can do to save him, and PyCat with the exact plays that he needs to make. As soon as that BKB is there, he turns up in full force, has a massive impact, gets that triple kill, and this is exactly what OpTic need to turn this game around.
I think if we could watch that replay one more time, that's where engagement where you say, if you had the Sand King Blink Dagger, it would have worked out much better.
Sure, you wouldn't have had to dive as deep.
Sand King chased PPD right into the base where the O Fountains would have, or not the Fountains, O Shrines would have been. And as a result, he also baited his entire team into a three-man Zai stun right under the tier 3 build, tier 3 tower. Had he able to actually blink stun like a normal Sand King would have, I think they just get the clean kill and they proceed to push. So, not gonna really pick on the build for not having the Blink Dagger. I'm just gonna point out the key differences of how things would have played out.
That's fine. Keeping his eyes on the movements here of Chessie and OpTic. They will smoke up aggressively. Might not see CNC with them, but with the Bloodstone and the Kaya, he's not more than a zip away, and they'll find the opening. Onto the big target as well. It's Chesty jumping forward straight away with the telekinesis. No chance for a Savage Roar to save him.
Yep.
Big kills now being picked up by OpTic. They're getting some true momentum. Zai sort of left behind. Moo's got eyes on him. Zai trying to play himself away. Does have to blink out with the Vendetta. He's going to make it. Dust not going to catch him. Zai will survive for now.
Oh,
the
Z-Freak drops the sentry.
Oh,
give him the hammer!
Meteor Hammer comes in on top of the Burrow Strike. Z-Freak, ladies and gentlemen.
Get fucked, dude. That was... Who does that? Who ports him with sentry sprouts and then meteor hammers? He knows there's no impale. He knows there's no spike. What a man. What a legend.
OpTic.
I can't get enough of this meteor hammer.
I love it.
Sorry, dude.
Maximum style points for Z-Freak this game, that's for sure. Should lose that tier 1 on the bottom lane. Moot doing his best to hold on to it at the moment. Limp, he's got the exorcism back up. So if OpTic do look for a fight, Complexity can look to try and tackle it on full on.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
We'll see if they're able to do that. It looks like with coL, Complexity sort of grouping up, ready to go down here. To gaming, yeah, they'll back up. They'll be careful at least. GCSP just hiding in the wings. Will show. They know he's around, but instantly goes for the zip and the TP. That's a little too far away for Complexity to have the chance to catch out. Pycat very close to having that Battle Fury on top of the BKB as well. And this is just already, you can tell this PA is going to get so much more done this game than Troll Warlord did in last game. It's essentially very similar. You know, you've got the Battle Fury, but the fact you've got a Desto, a BKB, and you have that passive crit means that your potential at this stage of the game is so much higher.
Also, there's not many ways to stop her from going... Oh, Z-Freak's gonna get picked here. Good setup by Zai. There's also not much to stop her from going even when the BKB is down. I mean, there's the Lion and there's the Burrow Strike, and that's pretty much it. Whereas last game I felt like Troll Warlord had to deal with like 4 or 5 stuns from Kunkka, from Sand King, and all that stuff. So I feel like PA is gonna have a very good game, provided that she is able to kill the Lion in the duration of her BKB.
True. Yeah, they need to get coL out of the fight. Whilst Pycat jumps in.
coL is itemizing for it. He's got that value buckler for a long time now. I'm surprised that he's not going into something like a Ghost Scepter, given the fact that he's really, you know, not going for the blink anyways. But I guess he's been buying a lot of wards, so the economy for him hasn't been too great.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
As we see as well, Pycat will kill the Lincoln Sphere. BKB and Lincolns, he's going to be feeling safe. TP's coming through. Got the Yules, they are going to look to come in, but he will indeed. BKB turns towards coL. coL trying to get himself out of there. Glimmer Cape and Solar Crest will do it. Pycat has to turn, TP out. Can't chase for the kill with the Glimmer Cape kicking in. coL will be saved, BKB expended, and not a lot achieved in terms of objectives for OpTic Gaming, but they do at least force the Ghost to be popped, and that will put Complexity on a little bit of a pause once again, as they're unlikely to try and find objectives themselves if they don't have the Exorcism.
Hey, Roche is back up in 120, right? So maybe if the Radiant scouts it out and they know that DPO is down, maybe they could do something there.
True, yeah. With the Pycat's build as it is, he can take it down very quickly.
Yeah. That was, I believe, Z-Freak's Glimmer Kill.
It was. I mean, this man is... This itemization, it's doing big things this game. There's no doubt about it.
This is definitely a, you put this on Reddit, guess the hero, right? Based on the build.
That is a little. You're right. It is,
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Blink, Glimmer, Meteor Hammer.
Right.
I like it.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
OpTic definitely going to be feeling on the up now in terms of the overall feeling this series. This is them closing the gap,
Dire's bottom tower
getting
is
their
under
cores
attack.
into a good position. At least Pycat. He still needs a bit of time or action to bring himself back up. He's having to go for the BKB. She's now got complete.
I think it's a good time to start talking about scaling of both teams, because I feel like we're getting to a stage of the game where OpTic shouldn't really lose high ground too easily if they don't make a careless mistake. I think OpTic scales pretty well against the hero that they have on
Yeah, with PA and Stormer.
I feel like PA is always really limited by your BKB duration charges.
Sure, you've got to kind of do it all in those few seconds, yeah.
But you got to keep in mind that 40 minutes in, double rune starts to spawn.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal for Storm Spirit. Being able to pick up Regen, Arcane, all of these are pretty big stuff. You got support heroes also scaling to be a pretty good degree. Once Wyvern gets... Oh, he's got the 15 already. Like, Wyvern now has plus 600 night vision, which is going to be... I mean, basically they have full daytime vision, no matter night or day, when PPD is around. I think OpTic has a lot of the necessary tools to go late. They have the vision advantage with the Wyvern, with the Nyx Assassin. They got the control, and they got the damage. So I don't think Complexity should be feeling like they are in charge like they were maybe 10 minutes ago. If you look at the Go graph, it's really...
It is turning back towards OpTic. And XP is already over that. OpTic just finding much more with the way that they're splitting up the map. CCNC constantly being in the lane of zone side, trying to sit mid, but the sentry's down.
Oh,
Got a good amount of stun, just get
Glimmer.
forced and glimmered. coL Embrace as well. Will keep Sai alive in the Winter's Curse in the back line, holding Complexity together. Zip forward with the Vortex, dragging one in. Limbs trying to turn the fight around, puts the BKB in the Exorcism. They're just trying to finish off this kill onto the Stanking. They're bringing him low. CCNC will be able to find it. The BKB on Storm, doing absolute wonders for CCNC. Piket's trying to run, will jump himself out of the Sprout. Limb will continue to chase with the Exorcism. Now he has to back up. He's got to be careful. Complexity have already lost 2. The BKBs are out on OpTic. They're still trying to fight back into this one. 2-man silence. But without the Sanking and the Lion, there's not a lot of lockdown for Complexity, so OpTic will be able to get themselves away. They get the 2 kills, and they keep everyone alive. They may even get more. CCNC zipping in aggressively. Limp is going to have to heal from the Ghost, so not really much that he can do with trying to make a play at that moment in time.
It's back alive right now. Complexity down 2 heroes. Critically, Sanking's being down.
There should be a free rush. I mean, sure they got the line in 10 seconds, and there is no Exorcism. Creep starts taking the tier 3 tower on the top lane.
Yeah.
In fact, with the Treants, Z-Freak may just get this tower.
I'm pretty sure he meteor hammered the tower as well, so... Yep, okay, Aegis Keys both gets picked up, and now, are they going to lose the bear? Looks like OpTic's not going to go for it, and... Don't call it a comeback just yet, but I feel like that might have been the first step. We are also seeing the full power of the PPD Wyvern now. I feel like that's the first time in 2 games where I felt like the Wyvern had a significant impact. He basically saved multiple heroes with his coL Embrace right into a Glimmer Cape. Just the double protection, and then turning the team fight around with a good Winter's Curse. Very good stuff.
But this is much more sort of the game that we'd hope we would see between these 2 lineups. This is, you know, by no means going to be a stomp people way. This is some close stuff. And if anything, as we've been saying, it's looking more scary for Complexity, the way that OpTic have been able to climb back from a little bit of a dodgy early game. And at this stage, we're seeing the Exorcisms, they're just not having as much impact as they were earlier when Limp was making those early moves. Now that those key items are out in OpTic's core, you've got the Lincoln Sphere complete on Pikeout as well. So with the Lincolns and BKB, he's going to be feeling pretty invincible in these fights when he jumps in.
When I was talking about the scaling, one thing I also forgot to mention is that normally you treat Prophet as a pretty good scaling core in the late game because of how much damage he could do and he could be at places. Not with Z-Freak's build. Like Z-Freak has gone, you know, we were kind of joking about the Meteor Hammer. I don't think that item scales. He's gonna port it into base right now. Meteor Hammer.
There we go.
Boom. I guess this is what you could do. And he ports back out. Yeah, he gets a building. So like, I mean, that's pretty sweet, I guess. Actually, maybe he'll just get the racks, I guess.
Multiple Meteor Hammer appearances, we might see it. Going in for the TPs and popping it.
I mean, what is your counterplay against that if you're OpTics, right? It's just hard to play against that kind of rash strategy.
Oh, right up top, they do have that gem on the bear. Was purchased earlier, I believe, by Z-Freak for the team. Z-Freak going for the Hex now. So just ensuring they have some more of that lockdown, a bit of a way to play around these BKBs if you can get it quickly off. If Pikecat and CCNC going preemptively come in with the magic immunity.
Yeah. It allows Complexity to play on the offensive, which they haven't been doing so for a while.
No, OpTic's taking back control.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and now
has
with less than a
fallen.
1k gold lead for Complexity. If the game continues with this sort of momentum for OpTic, OpTic are going to be back in the driver's seat. Quick blink attempt from Moo, but a quicker zip out from CCNC keeps him safe.
Double damage.
CCNC trying to kick things off. Tips in. Savage was there talking about Pycat jumps forward. BKB's coming out from himself and Limp. Will be rooted. Both cores ping the BKB. Jump is there on one another. Going for the bots on TP as well, so maybe we'll see some sort of split push wrap potential come out between Z-Freak and Limp.
Structures are falling.
Could happen. Base race could be on the table this game. Not quite there though, this situation. This is still this middle portion of the game where both teams are very much on edge with one another.
One thing that OpTic needs to be very careful at is keeping track where that creep wave is. If backdoor protection gets taken down, you know Z-Freak. He's got one thing in mind, which is meteor hammering your base. Wyvern's gonna pour back. Go for the range rex. Go trees.
He's got it. Every little bit of damage helped. As PPD struggles to clean him out. I mean, he will get the deep push with the Splinter Blast, but decent amount of damage done. As you say, can certainly rinse and repeat that to take the range racks out. If OpTic aren't careful with the way they're pushing the lanes out. Chessie does have the AC complete. Certainly going to make...
Now he ports bottom. Meteor hammering
Oh, here we
bottom
go.
base, and then he blinks out after this.
And goodbye. Look at the trees out as well.
He made 2 trees. All right.
Let's see, how much damage does this end up doing? We'll see. So with a couple of trees, Meteor Hammer, it's about a what?
Is under attack.
Nearly a third.
33%, yeah, that's good.
Maybe more like a...
This is a position for support that's doing this, right? So he's not like...
You're not losing, you know, you're not...
If he gets caught, like, who
losing.
cares? So, and by the way, he hasn't got caught against the Storm Spirit, against the Knicks. That's, I think, the more impressive part. Again, what is your counterplay to this?
Aegis is gone for CCNC. The Blink Dagger on PPD, absolutely crucial for finding these clutch Winter Curses.
Dire's
Level
top
20 now,
tower
plus 40 attack
is
speed.
under attack. Dire's
Taken by the
top
Lone
tower
Druid.
has
OpTic will clean
fallen.
up a tier 2. Z-Freak keeping himself well and truly hidden here.
Again, Z-Freak,
He
bottom.
goes.
Has backdoor protection, so
Yeah,
I'm not
there's-
sure what he could do
Are
about
there any
it.
of the waves coming in as it seems? Oh, the bottom lane. I think
All right,
the bottom
back
lane
to
gets
precision,
close
he's gone.
enough. Yeah.
Does he notice?
I think he's waiting until things are a little safer because at the moment OpTic are close by.
Okay. And now Meteor Hammer gets channel up top. They will lose the range racks.
And in fact the Bears are in a bit of a spot of bother down bottom.
Savage Roar, okay. Push him away.
And Limp comes in on the side, is silenced. But as you say, he gets the Radiant Rack. The Meteor Hammer split push is successful.
PBD blinks out on the bottom side. He was looking for a curse, couldn't find it.
Trying to finish off this bear. They might have it actually with the telekinesis. Indeed they do. They'll take the bear down.
Barracks are under attack.
But they lost range racks. So I'm not sure how much the range racks actually matters, but that's just one more thing that OpTic has to deal with.
And that extra guard as well is pushing Z-Freak closer to the Hex. And once he does have that, we can start to see him attempting to get involved once again in the fights. With the Hex, the Glimmer Cape is quite carefully and safely sneak in and sneak out, disabling one of OpTic's cores.
I wonder if they should have the Storm zip around and kill the trees bottom. And then maybe even ward their base. Is that
Could
like
be a strat.
overcommitment to defend against the Prophet? But I don't know. It feels really dirty what Z-Freak is doing right now.
It's classic Nature's Prophet thing.
Yeah.
This is the modern Nature's Prophet.
Version 2.
Pycat certainly doing well for himself. He's top of the net worth. How's he doing after his Lincoln Sphere? What did he go from Pycat? So he's looking at
MKB,
both the MKB
AC.
and AC himself, yeah. And still has that cheese ready to go.
MKB for the Solar Crest. That's been doing a lot of defensive work already. AC, very good for pushing the high ground. I mean, we could all see that OpTic, if they get into a full 5v5 fight against Complexity, I think OpTic's actually stronger at this point. but it's just that they could never really find one. This complexity is just not really pushing into them.
They're just constant sort of split pushing from the side of coL. They're absolutely avoiding OpTic at the moment. They're all pushing up the top lane. OpTic themselves shoving out mid. Quite a big push coming in on this top. They are going to have to react to this one, OpTic Gaming. As the Bear's in onto the melee rush. Fortification, popped immediately. CCNC looking to come in and intercept with the Bear. Winter's Curse in the back line, catches out two of them. Chesty bringing coL down very low. They'll come up with the stun. Is it quite enough to finish off coL? Zip forward from CCNC will get the job done. They take down the Lion. Then puts the BKB Exorcism. Pycat as well with his own BKB trying to fight, but indeed they managed to get the steal. They're looking to try and take the Rubik out of this fight if they can, but he's forced back. He uses up. He's keeping the Exorcism going in this fight. Pycat falls low, but he swallows the cheese. OpTic now ready to go back in, looking to take down Limp. He is low in this fight. Epicenter comes through in the middle of the air from Moo. As he jumps into the center of it all, finds the Burrow Strike onto PPD, but overall the push is successful. They may have lost Kyle, but they get the racks.
Rax is gone, by the way.
Do lose Limp as well. What the hell happened?
Yeah, I mean, he poured in as soon as the fight happened. Meteor hammer the building.
Oh
make
my
trees.
goodness.
Yep. So that was a huge victory. I didn't want to cut you off.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, so they got 2 racks out of that.
Yeah, pretty much. And
Oh my goodness.
that melee racks will regen quite a bit. Excuse
No,
me,
there you go, you got
range
the
racks.
melee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
melee is dead. Range racks won't regen.
They
Excuse
got
me.
both melees.
Yep.
Meteor hammer, boys and girls. Don't mock it.
The way that Complexity was playing that team fight, they weren't really gun-ho by like suiciding for that Rax. It's kind of just like pull, go back, and then go in a little bit, go back again, and they really baited them pretty hard. I was looking for the Storm to make that big jump to the bottom side.
Sure. But they
I guess
still
he was
have tunnel vision
preoccupied,
top.
yeah.
They didn't react at all to that push down bottom. They will get the Roach Chat, and this should be the refresher shard right as well.
All right, who's your best refresher shard hero?
And who is? No one's
Wyvern, I guess?
yeah, double Winter's Curse. Looks to be the play. PPD picks it up. And yeah, I don't disagree. That amount of lockdown and control has been absolutely monumental in the team fights.
You could give it to Misery. He
Want to get like a good steal.
He has Exorcism right now, if you care about that.
That could be. I mean, they can still move it around. We may see them do so. CCSC finds Kyle out on the map on his own.
This is a very dangerous time for Complexity. They could lose a game here. Despite, you know, the Z-Freak's going to continue to push out the wave. What a build. All right, OpTic going for the high ground.
See what they can do with 45 seconds without their main man, without the Lion, without Kyle. And OpTic, they are still respecting the high ground defensive collars, it seems, as they will back up. I mean, these side lanes are getting pushed in as such that they do have to deal with them before they try for a full commitment. It's constant split push certainly being built up against them, and the fact that they did lose both of those melee racks is not helping this group up and push mid come through any easier for OpTic. They've got to deal with the split push. Zai's on the hunt.
Oh, they know Z-Freak's nearby. Oh, God.
Oh.
They need Tinker Wards, I think. But, of course, Prophet could change his location so easily, so maybe not.
Moo? He's pretty deep here. He does have Z-Freak and the boys with him. They won't be spotted out. Bit of just a mission to get Z-Freak back out to safety, as it were, as he walks himself back to the boys. And indeed, despite that overall swing around in net worth, OpTic closing the gap and taking the lead. Overall, it is definitely coL in that cozier position, being a couple of racks up, whereas them themselves yet to lose a tier 3 over on the dire side. All 3 still standing. And we'll find Kyle once again. CCNC with the zip. Easy pickoff. Kyle getting caught out a few times. They've got good ward coverage in this jungle. OpTic Gaming, and I think Complexity will realize that now, as they can't afford to send Kyle out alone in that sort of situation. Zai's got eyes on Moo as well.
Yeah, they need a Storm to jump in.
They're bringing in Pycat, trying to close the gap. They've got the setups done. In comes Pycat. He's looking for the crit. Won't quite find it. Sandstorm's there for Moo. Moo now turns with the Burrow Strike. Limp with the Exorcism gets the 2-man silence. CCNC zipping down the backlines. Big crit coming out from Pycat, but it's not quite big enough. They've got the Winter's Curse holding this Puppet in place. There's the refresher shard popped by PPD. He's looking for another chance to use it, but it looks like he doesn't need to. They've already found the 3 kills that they were after. Kyle being taken out previously in the jungle, and then they move on for the 2 big ones. They get Chesty, they get Lim. They may get Moose. CCNC too long mana to zip forward.
He's got Blink, he's got Blink.
Yeah, Zai
All right, back out.
Can't chase for the play. So some big pickoffs there for OpTic.
There's 2 buybacks on both the cores, but OpTic definitely is going to charge down mid and force it out. Z-Freak, all of this, meanwhile, I think he's looking to cut creep wave and maybe do some, trying to take that range racks. The question is, can OpTic go all the way? Because I don't know if they are down.
They're going to buy back.
Game. Right.
They're buying back here. They're coming in. Just the one of them, just chesting the moment with the fortification. coL do not want to lose a racks at all. Zip forward, they're looking for Kyle. They'll get him. Pycat jumps in, that's going to be Kyle down again. They turn towards Chesty. Chesty's in trouble. He needs help, but he needs it now. Buyback forced out by Lim. Now OpTic, they're looking for the disengage. Jump forward, they get the immediate lockdown onto CCNC. Take him down once. Silence onto Zai, holding him back. Can they kill him a second time? I don't know if they can. They cannot. CCNC has the BKB. Pops it immediately. No messing about. Zips away. OpTic are absolutely fine with that one. Sure, they lose the Aegis, but they force 2 buybacks out of complexity on the cores.
And they protected the racks.
Yeah.
That mid-range racks is at 9 HP, but, you know, being alive, that's all matters. Oh, Z-Freak is porting around, taking every single rune as well. Position for profit, man.
He's got a lot of minute. I'm excited to see where his build goes next, Lumi. Where does he go? The wacky world of Z-Freak and his wonderful item adventures. What will he do next? I'll have to wait and see. As he does continue to sit on that 4K gold for now. Moo, very close to having the Aghanim's, but as I say, this is a scary 7 minutes for complexity. Both at their cores without buyback. They lose one of those again. OpTic definitely have the potential to just move down the lane and win the game. They can't let Chessie or Limp go down again. They've got to play super safe.
It's hard to move out the map now if you're complexity because if Zai finds you, it's so easy for either the Storm or in that last fight we saw the PA just kind of being in the vicinity.
And look at the smoke from OpTic. They know it as well. If they can find this kill, they will take game 2 and push this to the game 3 that they're dreaming of.
It's a blind smoke right now. They don't have any vision in this part of the map where complexity is at, so it's going to just have to be a good star sense guess. They're making the right guess. Zai leading the charge.
He's heading in the right direction. Complexity just hugging their ward here. They'll have to get back to base, though. OpTic's in there. TP backs come through. If they can make this jump, it'll be absolutely huge. They get immediately Lim. No, he's going to get taken down. He's down for 100. That might actually just be game over. As we talked about, they could not let one of their big cores go down unless they can still find something big off the back of it. They jump in with the strike, the burrow strike.
Oh,
but Corner Brace is there. The curse holding his man in place. CCNC's looking to finish them off as Zai gets the perfect 2-man stun. Moo falling low. Jump in again from Moo. He's desperately trying to keep his boys alive. They're going to get for Z-Freak, allowing it to back up, but they'll lose the Nature's Prophet. They're going to lose Lone Druid as well. They've lost the 2 cores. The complexity just could not let happen. I think this may just be over.
I think it's over. Moo's going to go down. Storm making the play, zipping for the line as well.
Just cleaning up. 4 dead without buyback.
Profit
OpTic moving
getting
for the
mid-rack.
victory.
Does that matter?
I don't know if it does.
I don't think
He's
so.
the only man alive. Z-Freak and his hammer.
Well, that was a good run for the Prophet.
I mean, it was, but as you said, maybe some more standard itemization could have spelt this game out a little nicer for complexity. They tried something different, it didn't work in the end, and that one, that last defense then, it was always going to go to shambles. They lose the Death Prophet straight out. He doesn't get the chance to pop his BKB, and OpTic Gaming picking themselves up absolutely wonderfully after that game 1. They're showing that they can strike back. We're going to a game 3. I don't know which way it's going to go. I don't know if we're going to see any more Meteor Hammers from complexity after that.
Is this where you go to a break, or do I have time to